We're here with former Warrior linebacker Ed Viverette. Ed, you pretty much 5 months after graduation decided to become a member of the Wayne State Police Department.
Yeah, basically, I worked as a cadet here when I was still in school, and basically, Chief told me, whenever you're ready, come on, and I was excited to be able to, stay in the area, a good area that I know already a little bit, and it's fun. It's been fun.
For you, this is a little bit of a family tradition, isn't it?
Oh yeah, my dad's a state trooper. He's been working there for almost 30 years now, so it was kind of following his footsteps coming here.
Does that help you having your dad do that, knowing that you go in with no illusion about what the risks are and what the responsibilities are of this type of job?
Definitely, I don't expect to be Superman. I know that that I've got other guys out there who are out there to help me, and then also it's just great to if I ever have a question or something, I can go to him, and we talk about stuff all the time.
You've got other former teammates, Tom Box, Norris Friday, other people in the department as well. You guys ever sit around and reminisce about the football days?
All the time, like probably more than Chief would like, So it's always great to talk about the old days, and we can run around and hit people like we really want to.
Let's go back to the old days when you were in the Warrior locker room or on the practice field or taking a break. Did you guys talk about your future coming over here someday?
Honestly, yes. Me and Tom, we talked about it before. Norris, me and Norris are always been really close. We definitely talked about it a lot. He asked me when I got on, asked me like kind of things that, he should be ready for, and that was good.
What are the things from athletics, football specifically, athletics in general, that carry over to police work?
I say one of the big ones is just discipline. You got to be able to know that, you got to be here on time. This is a job. This isn't, football is fun, but, it's a game. This is a job, and, that kind of was instilled to me by football.
You've been around some great leaders in high school. You went to Brother Rice. You played for Al Fracassa, played for Paul Winters, now Chief Holt. Compare him to those two guys.
It's different because, it's a different kind of scenario, not being a football coach, but he's a great leader. He definitely shows us the way to do it, and he's somebody that I can kind of look up to, and he's always there if I have some question or, anything for him.
You were part of that Warrior team that went to the national championship game. Talk about that time and just talk about your career as a whole. You had a heck of a run here at linebacker with the Warriors.
Yeah, that national championship run, probably like, I love talking about that. I can talk about that for days. We just had a great time going down there, 5 straight weeks of, taking planes, that we never took, taking planes to places, and it was just great. And my whole career, I'll be honest, I didn't see it happening like this, but I'm happy it did.
Yeah, you talk about that run and taking the planes and all that. People sometimes forget, if you're playing at Michigan, Michigan State, D1, you're getting on planes a lot. When you're here, it's a lot of bus rides. That was a nice change of pace, I would have to believe.
Definitely. We take, 20-hour bus rides to northern Michigan, and we were flying. We flew to 5 straight games. Flew to Minnesota twice, Nebraska, Carolina, and then finally to Alabama. So it was crazy.
Your senior year, you wrapped it up playing in a national all-star game down in Florida. How was that as a way to wrap up your playing days?
It was a great way to wrap up playing days. Honestly, it was great to see, that just Wayne State was kind of represented in that kind of like that big spectrum. There was because there was 1 AA guys, there was Division I guys there, and it kind of let me know that we're legit.
Hey, when you get to the department and there's athletes, we talked to Andy Grimm, he goes back to the 90s. Do guys like that and other former athletes gravitate to the new former athletes and say, here, let me show you the ropes, let me help you, and you can come to me if you have any questions?
Definitely. They kind of put their arm around you, make sure that, keep you in line, basically. When I started out, my dad's a police officer, but I still didn't know a ton about it, didn't know a ton about working here. And, guys like, Andy Grimm were always there if I needed them.
So you haven't been here that long, so you don't have a whole lot of stories or interesting anecdotes or anything like that, but yeah, your dad was a police officer, so you know a little bit about the job. Still, there had to be a surprise or two since you've come on the force. What's the biggest surprise?
The biggest surprise, I don't know. It's everything's a surprise. It's a surprise how aware you have to be. You never know when all of a sudden you're having a good conversation with a guy and all of a sudden they flip just like that. And that was the biggest leap, is that you gotta always be aware. You gotta always be looking at their hands, making sure they're staying in line.
Last question kind of goes back to the Warrior football days. think about Wayne State athletically and academically and just the community as a whole, and talk about what it means to you, past and present.
I love it. Like I said, if it wasn't for Wayne State, I don't know where I would be. They gave me the opportunity to play here and then getting a job here, and that was a big reason why I wanted to stay down here. It's just because I love this. I love the environment. I love Midtown, and it's just a great place to be.
Good. Thanks so much.